Guys, welcome to today's video. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new, I have an impression on my face right here from leaning against something. It has been a while since I feel like there's been a ton of new makeup releases for me to do a full face. I know that's like relative, but I feel like the new releases have been waning, but a couple of things came in, so I wanted to do a dedicated video testing these things. So we'll go over what I picked up, you guys, and then I'll put timestamps in the description box in case you guys want to skip ahead to any one of these particular items. And I'm going to do a wear test because we do have a base product. This is a try-on video that includes indie brand, I have high-end, and I also have drugstore. It's like one of each. It's not a huge try-on, but there are some things that came in. It's been an interesting day, a rough day for me, so I needed a little bit of makeup therapy. So that's what we're going to get into. I hope you guys enjoy. If you're not currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe. Let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that I picked up was from an indie brand release. It's the Let's Get Nude palette from Glossgods. I do not have a discount code with them, but I will find some and link it in the description box. I do have an affiliate link, but mine isn't like a discounted code or anything. But if you do choose to purchase anything from them and you use that link, it does help my channel out. But again, I will find you a discount code from another creator and I will post it in the description box. This is not my first purchase from Glossgods, but it is my first time testing their formula. I have two other palettes that I hauled from them. If you guys are familiar with my indie brand haul, I've been going a little wild. This just happened to be a new release and I wanted to get it even though I picked up some of their older palettes. I mean, like, how is this not an everyday palette? So I figured we would swatch this thing out and then do one look. Nothing fancy, no lashes or anything like that. Just a little bit more of a casual look besides it's like a fully nude palette. Not that you probably couldn't go pretty glam with this, but I think we'll just stay with something neutral, something casual. Also, I picked up two shades of the Lowlighter from Danessa Myricks. And I figured that if these are a little bit too dark, that I could wear them as a blush, but they are meant to be like highlighting balms from the Yummy Skin line. So we'll test these out. And then also brand new from the drugstore, this launched on Amazon. It was from Wet n Wild. It's a new base product. And in case you guys were interested in checking this out, I thought I would do a wear test on it. It's the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Niacinamide Skin Tint. Looks a little bit dark and I got mine in the shade light, but we shall see. So that's what we are getting into. Let's start off with the palette. So this does retail for $48. Glossgods is a Swedish indie brand, so you are likely to pay international shipping. Apparently this is a limited edition that has 3 metallic shades, 2 duochromes, 1 multi-chrome, 1 normal shimmer shade, and then what they refer to as like a matte shimmer, and then the rest are the mattes in the palette. All right, so I thought we'd swatch like I normally do when I do live swatches on this, just down my arm. So I go from the corner left to right and over. Let's do Birthday Suit, which is almost like this peachy tone. It's nice, like super neutral, but pretty like peach. So if you even wanted to go lighter in the crease, or if you had like a fairer skin tone, this would be really nice. I have only ever swatched Glossgods formula. I told you guys I hauled some other palettes from them, but I have not put any of them on my eyes yet. I went crazy hauling indie brand shadows, so I have not had a chance to test all of the formulas that I've hauled. All right, so that was a matte. This is a metallic in Skinny Dip. Whoa, this is a really foiled metallic shade. So like ton of leftovers on this one. Now this one is more like a diffusing shade. It's another matte. It's Bare It All, but it's the lightest shade in here. Ooh. It's like my skin tone. So this would just like diffuse out the deepest shade in there. Not much else. Okay, the next one is Nude Attitude, which is just their standard shimmer formula. So this is probably like a really soft shimmer, non-textured on the lid. This one almost looks like pink. This next one is a duochrome. It is called Sun Kiss Me. Ooh, it's almost like an orangey kind of flip to it, like coppery orange. Yeah, this is, yeah, a warm copper gold and a suede feeling shimmer formula. This is the description of Sun Kiss Me. I'm squinting because I'm trying to look at my phone without my glasses. The next one is Not So Nude. It's a purple bronze foiled metallic duochrome. Ooh, that one is really pretty. You could actually get a really deep look out of this palette. Oh man, that can keep going. I always say that when there's like so much left over, you guys, those just are super duper creamy and I love it. The next one is their multi-chrome in Golden Hour. It's a foiled metallic multi-chrome with light gold, deep gold, and orange reflection. Literally captures the golden hour in one shadow. I mean, do we need to do that one? Maybe. Probably. Oh, that's delicious. Delicious. I got it on my other hand. How did I manage? Oh, okay. My husband was so sweet for Mother's Day. He bought me a rug for this room to dampen some of the noise and one of those soundproof pads. But this rug is like gray colored, gray and blue. And I'm used to just going and blowing shadow all over the floor on the laminate. And now I feel like I need to be careful because I'm just going to step in it. I'm going to ruin it with like multi-chrome shadow all over this beautiful rug that my husband was so sweet and bought me because there's usually so much echo in this room that we're trying to dampen. All right, this next one is Undressed, which is just a kind of a warm-toned neutral matte color, brownie matte color. I love the way these swatch. I just feel like this is going to be such an amazing nude palette that can do so much night to day, night to day. All right, this next is a matte. It's called Sunburned, which is like a warm tone still, but a deeper brown shade. If you are a neutral lover, you guys, this is beautiful. However, the shipping fees I think were $13.95, something around there. All right, this next one is a metallic. It says reddish, bronzed metallic with light glitter reflection. Oh, I like when they have like glitter reflections in them. Really pretty. Oh yeah, it's like silver reflections. Can you guys see that? This multi-chrome was like super duper chunky. All right, this next one is the final, oh, it's a matte shimmer is what it's called. That's interesting. It feels like a satin, a dark brown, bronze brown with hints of purple in an interesting matte and shimmer hybrid formula, which is basically what I would call like a satin, but it's like the deepest purple. Look, gosh, there's just so much left over. Like I barely even need to touch these. This is wildly pigmented. Yeah, that's like a really sticky kind of like satin finish. I don't know what word I was going for there. All right, Dare to Bear is your deepening shade, which is nice because it goes light to dark. Look how well everything swatches. There is the full color story. You can really do like a warmer toned look in here, a cooler toned look, more of a pinky look if you want. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but that is one of the best swatch neutral palettes I have ever done in my life. I am very excited and very passionate about indie brand shadows at the current moment. It's all over my legs. All right, so what I think I'm going to do is like start with this shade here, like a pinkier look, because I want to use this multi-chrome for sure. And so I probably would just go with this like cooler toned one kind of in the outer corner. And I'm just going to use like those three shades. There's so much more you could do here, and every one of those shimmers feels gorgeous. Like I would love to get them to my eyes, but I think those are the shades that draw me in the most right now. I'm drinking coffee and it's pretty late in the day. Here's what this says. Drinking coffee, I drink coffee, drinking coffee. All right, let's get into this sucker here. I'm taking one of my Clarity Cosmetics brushes because I keep reaching for them. Look, their tips just keep like drawing me in. Told you guys I'm not going to do anything super crazy. Hopefully the lighting is pretty good. I really just want something fast, simple, neutral. Something like I still feel like I can take my kids to a doctor's appointment or drop them off at school and not look crazy. Sometimes, you guys, I end up filming for YouTube. I feel fine when I'm on camera. When I create a look, I will take the look out in public, and you know, it's just not common for people to walk around with like a solid green eyeshadow look. So I will get looks and I'm like, okay. Hopefully I'm not out here embarrassing my son. Or I'm going into this multi-chrome. I think I'm going to start with my finger. I don't have my nails on anymore. I took them off. I love applying shimmers with my finger if I can. There's no way I'm going to get to the inner corner without making a mess. So I'm just going to go that far in. And then I'm going to take one of my new colored rain brushes, I think. I think I'm just going to spray this brush is what I'm going to do. To pick up this multi-chrome because it is so chunky. Hopefully it picks up pretty well. It's all right. It's okay. I wish I could just do my whole lid with my finger, but my fingers will just not go into the inner corner without getting the shadow basically everywhere. I watch all these creators like put on this shadow and it's like they can get all the way in. Not with these meat digits, these little sausage fingers. If you guys could have seen my dad's hands, that's where I get it from. The guy had huge hands, like his fingers were solid. My mom's hands are even big, but my dad's fingers were like sausages. His thumbs had to be like a size 20. They're crazy. I don't know where we get it from. It must be with our ethnicity, like the Lebanese side of my family. I don't think you can go super duper neutral with like this multi-chrome, like everyday wearable, but I don't know, spice it up just a little bit maybe. And that one shade, the first one, it was so light, it really doesn't do much in the crease at all. I'm just like buffing it out, kind of blending it together. Oh, this is a little bit of a glittery shade. Yikesy. I have the dreaded glitter face. It's like glitter everywhere. All right, oh well, that's the nature of that shadow. I'm gonna take something like super big and sloppy in the outer corner. Ooh, that's pretty deep. So hopefully I can diffuse this out. I don't really think that like matches like perfectly well, you know, for a deepening shade with this multi-chrome. But this is genuinely the only deepening shade in this palette that I would consider a deepening shade. Maybe Sunburnt if you wanted to go way more warm tone, but like cool tone, this is pretty much it right here. It sounds like my son is like doing jumping jacks on the little stool he sits on downstairs. Boys are wild. Boys are shoosh. It's so funny because my daughter was pretty wild and my son is kind of like finicky. He's very like, oh my God, I don't like to get dirty. Where my daughter would eat mud. So I thought like having a boy, even though, you know, people say like boys are so gross or whatever, I thought he would be a little bit more calm, you know, like that I would have had what a lot of people say about having boys, I would have had like in the girl already. But I don't think that's the case. Like he's still super freaking loud, but he still likes to tell me like, oh my God, I have a booger. And he like runs it over to me. Like he cannot get a tissue and wipe it off. It grosses him out way too much. He does not like dirt on him. He doesn't even like, and I swear he must get this from me, he doesn't even like when he is in his clothes fully and he gets wet like rain. He won't walk out in the rain without like an umbrella. He doesn't like the way it feels. He gets all creeped out. It's like, wow, guy, wow. It's just a little water. But I think he gets a little bit of that OCD from me. And I don't mean to say like OCD in minimizing what it is. I'm sure I have a mild case. And when I say that, I really mean it. Like I have been showering in the same order since as far as I can remember. There are things that I have to do. Otherwise I will get a panic attack. It has to be done in a certain way. I don't know why I'm getting off on a tangent now, but when I was younger, I used to do this thing with my nose, which I still do. When I would go like this, and I would have to do it so many times in a row until it felt right. And once it felt right, I could stop, but I literally couldn't stop until it felt appropriate. I would go like, it was crazy. And I did it so much when I was probably like around 10, 12, there's so much glitter on me that I created like a sore on my nose, and it was there for, I want to say like a year or 2 years because I could not stop doing it. So there are some things I could tell he's definitely inherited from me in that way. I know this is just a little bit chatty. Guys, I cannot get this glitter off. Like it is all over. These multi-chromes are brilliant. They're so beautiful, but they create so much glitter on the face. I'm like, what do I wipe myself with so I don't put it back on? Every time I turn, like in the light, I feel like there's more, or I'm just putting it back on. Okay, in the interest of not making my face red, I'm going to leave it alone. Look at this thing, it's wild. All right, let's go into this guy. I'll talk a little bit about it and then we'll get it on. We'll do the wear test on it. I will keep it on for as long as I can, and I will probably be up for a while this evening. So I should have it on for a decent amount of time. Okay, so this is pretty new, but I believe it's only on the Wet n Wild website and then on Amazon. It's not pre-order, it is available now. So this is supposed to be a bare focus skin tint with 5% niacinamide, enriched buildable sheer lightweight coverage with a natural radiant finish with hyaluronic acid and a vitamin hydration boost. It looks like it is in 27 shades, which actually isn't terrible for a Wet n Wild foundation. And it comes in warm, cool, and neutral undertones, which is great. Oh, it's also at Walgreens, so online and in store at Walgreens. And with Prime, I ended up purchasing this for $7.49, but I think normally its list price is $8.99 anyway. It's supposed to give you up to 24 hours of hydration. It is not focusing. It comes with a squeezy pump. And I just picked light, which Amazon is the worst for purchasing shades in my personal opinion. So if you're more interested in like seeing what the shades are, I would definitely check out Wet n Wild's website to see what you should get, because they just call it by shade name. Amazon generally won't say like what the undertone of that particular shade is. All right, let's test this out. Droppers don't usually work, but sometimes they do. Yeah, this looks like definitely more of a warm tone. Definitely too dark of a shade for me in light. I probably should have gotten porcelain, but I think I'll make it work. So it's a fairly runny formula. It's very lightweight too. I've got shadow all over me and in my nails. I think I'm just gonna go in with one of my e.l.f. Total Face sponges. The reason that I wanted to do that today, I think, is because the Total Face sponges are generally a little bit more mattifying. So when I use them with a dewier product, like something that gives more of a natural or radiant finish, oftentimes it makes it a little bit more, oh, that is way too dark, mattified on me, which is what I need. I do have combo skin and it is pretty warm out, so I will sweat if I look out of the window. It's not bad now because it started to rain a little bit today and the temp dropped, which is nice, but it has been so freaking humid. You guys, if you have a similar skin tone as me, I do not think you're gonna want to do light. I'm always hesitant to do porcelain because porcelain typically will be way too light on me. Ugh, I'm terrible at shade matching myself. I've purchased so many freaking foundations online and I still can't. This indentation is insane. Are you guys like that? Where like an indentation will last on you for like hours? Like, why am I like that? Why will I not like plump back up? I suck. All right, the glitter fallout is crazy, so I would recommend doing like a glitter glue with this just to prevent it from continuing to fall out. I keep looking in the viewfinder because it is genuinely like reflecting back under these lights like quite a bit, and I didn't even think to do like the glitter primer. Okay, that's like super light coverage, but it's really pretty. It's very skin-like. I think this could probably be built up, so I mean, let's try it kind of on the main part of my face and see if it will build up coverage here. I think it does take a minute to dry down because you can see my forehead is a little bit more of a satin finish. Like, it's definitely more mattified looking than the rest of my face, that I put on kind of last and seems a little bit more dewy, kind of where it hasn't dried down here. But of course this sponge will do that also. This one, and there is another one that I'm going to be talking about for like mattifying sponges that I think are really good for people with like combo oily skin, that comes from Real Techniques. That's really good for mattifying coverages, and I always try and reach for these sponges specifically when I'm doing a more dewy natural finish. Anyway, I already said that, but I just thought I would mention that. I think this is such a warm color. It's really beautiful and it's light, and it's like, this is like an everyday product. I'm definitely interested to see how this wears. I'm probably just gonna like drop it onto my face on this side. Actually, this one is quite functional, but typically they're just like a tool for me to swipe onto my face like this. With a lighter complexion, I feel like you're definitely gonna wanna start lighter instead of light. There are so many foundations that I use that are light that really work for me. And then porcelain sometimes is like too light. This is so warm. This is not neutral, like at all. I'm gonna take my Rephr B02 brush, see if I can't like blend down the neck in a way that makes sense. I love this eyeshadow. Eyeshadow, pretty little eyeshadow. By the way, that was one of the simplest formulas to use. Like, this was so easy. This was I could have done that look in my sleep aside from the glitter. Well, that's just gonna have to do. So, I mean, that's the finished and final effect. It really is very natural looking. I want to see how this wears, especially on me, who is more combo. All right, let me throw on some concealer and all of that good stuff. I'm going to grab my LYS Triple Fix Concealer because it's here, and this is basically the reason I put this here, is so that I can like try and pan this using it during filming. I am going to throw some bronzer on. I'm going to throw on the Kosas The Sun Show bronzer in Waves. This freaking stinks. Even though it's a powder product, I don't know if it's like gone bad, but it smells like cardboard. I hate it. But I love the bronzer so much. I'm like trying to get use out of it. So much product here. Well, it's baked, so obviously it's on the Gade. I don't know, what's it poured onto? I can't remember what it's called. But this is such a beautiful neutral bronzer. I hate like the thought of letting it go. It's almost like red toned, which is my favorite kind of bronzer. If I'm really going to try and look a little sun-kissed, I want something just a little bit more red leaning as opposed to orange, like something pink without it being pink. I don't know, maybe I could even use like a pink blush to bronze with. I almost guarantee you that probably looks good on people with fair skin. Something that's like pink probably looks more natural. RMS Beauty had, I think, it right when she came out with the Buriti bronzer. However, it only came in one shade. Now I'm crazy on a tangent. And it was more, I think, for darker complexions. While it was pretty, it wasn't like my kind of red, you know? Maybe something lighter pink would have worked for someone of my fairer complexion. Okay, I just went and threw on my Levitation Lash from Ritual Defy, which is currently my favorite mascara. It's a tackier formula, but it's really lightweight. It's really pigmented. It doesn't smudge. It's probably been my favorite mascara for probably like, I don't know, 4 months. It's between this one and the Beauty Bay High Key mascara, but I'm almost thinking that I like this mascara more just for how it ends up looking, you know? It just looks more full. Like throughout the day, it really is like a grippy, tackier mascara that dries pretty quickly. It's not like overly buildable, but you don't really need to build it. I feel like it's pretty intense, like all on its own. All right, let's get into these Blurring Balm Powder Low Lighters from Danessa Myricks, and let's swatch them out so we see whether or not I'm able to apply them as a blush. So these came out in 4 different shades and they retail for $25 a piece. They're a cream formula with a natural finish. They're best for oily combo and normal skin. I think a lot of the Yummy Skin line is. It's a new generation of tinted light reflecting balm to powder skin transforming illuminators that blur and add a soft lit from within glow all over the face. It has Upsolate, just like some of the other stuff that she's come out with that's supposed to absorb excess oil and sweat. It's got squalene in it that blurs and retains moisture, and hyaluronic acid that hydrates. It also said that it is good for uneven texture. The 2 shades that I picked up were Unbothered, which is a mauve pink glow, which is the lightest shade that she has, and the second lightest, I think, is called Low Key, which is a peach gold, but they do have 2 deeper shades. I think this is not as creamy as her blush, her like blush balms. No, it's creamier actually. I probably could get away with this like as a blush. I think it's not really focusing, is it? It has a decent amount of light reflection, you guys, but it doesn't have any like glitters in it. You see like how glitterless it is? I can totally wear this as like a light blush. I don't know if either of these shades I would want to wear as like a low lighter, like a highlighter situation. All right, let's get into this peachy one. It feels more powdery when you first put your finger in, and then as you start to rub it around, like you can definitely feel the emollients to it. Okay, these are more like blush shades, I think. Like, let's try them as blushes. I think that's just what we do. I'm gonna take a new Colored Rain, it's not new, but like new to me, Colored Rain. This is like a blush brush. It's really small angled face brush. And I'm gonna take this pink shade and just dip it into the product like this. I'm gonna try to get a pretty even coating. I think this will be like the perfect tool for something like this. I'm hoping it's good for uneven texture, because a lot of these like highlighting blushes, I think you guys say pretty frequently that they add texture and you don't like that. But I mean, I don't always mind. This almost has like a blue reflection to it. It's really light, but I don't know if this is a like highlighting shade for me. I kind of like this more as, wow, you can really see the multi-chrome flip when I turn sideways. I feel like it's more like a light blush. So you can see my texture on my face, but it's not incredible. It's still pretty. This is more like a light blush for me. It's pretty dried down. It's not gonna transfer. This is not an emollient enough formula. Most of these Yummy Skin products are that way. Let's get another brush. I have one here, the e.l.f. Angled Blush Brush. This is what it looks like. To dig into this peach shade, these are too pigmented for me for a highlighter, I think. This is an all-in-one product. That's what this is. For someone of my skin tone and these 2 light colors, I imagined it being a highlighter. They're way too pigmented for that, you guys. They're like a really nice, like shimmery blush formula. I want to read on the website, like, what does this say? A texture reducing blurring balm powder with a soft matte color that subtly lowlights and blurs for a natural lifted glow. It is a multi-use product, so tap on with finger or brush to face, eye, and lip. So you can use it pretty much anywhere. It's really pretty as a standalone product. Again, just not something that I think I would wear like just as a highlighter and like blush underneath. But what this would be nice for, even though I think this locks locks down all on its own is if you put like a blush, a matte blush, and you wanted to top it with something, this would be something really good to top it with, so long as it didn't separate. The way that I stamped it in, it didn't pull up any of the powder that I put it on top of. I did set my face, you guys, so it's not doing anything strange, it's not separating it, and both of these are synthetic brushes. Sometimes when I get like blurring balm powders like this that are a little bit more on the matte side and I'm putting it on top of a set face, I do not have the best luck with natural bristled brushes. Like my Rephr brushes don't do very well, so my recommendation would be a synthetic brush for something like this that's a little bit of a drier formula, especially if you want to put it on top of a powder blush. I would never wear these, I think, as just a highlighter. I think these will always be a blush product for me. They're very light and very flattering that way. I like the way they look. All right, I'm going to show you guys on my phone from the window in natural light so you guys can see what it looks like close up. Both the base product, which I think is absolutely gorgeous, and also these low lighters. I'll do like a little bit of a close up. I wish this impression would like go away. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna throw on just a clear lip oil from Lunar Beauty. What shade is this in? Expose Me, but it's fully clear. I want something light on the lips. Plus I'm too lazy to move. All right, you guys. Well, I will see you back here at the very end of the evening and we'll do a check-in on the wear test on this base product. I will see you guys then. Bye for now. Okay, you guys, welcome back. It has been 7 hours, so I didn't get my minimum 8 that I like to do in a wear test, and I did not go outside, like at all. It is the evening, it is late. Everyone else in the house is actually asleep right now, and I fully finished editing this film so I could get it up in the morning before I have to go into the office, but I wanted to do this final check-in for you guys. Let me start off by showing you guys what it looked like in natural light. Skin looks immensely smooth. No added texture with this skin tint. It doesn't look funny. It looks more like a satin finish. It doesn't look super dewy, but it feels very hydrating on the skin. And then the blush just looks really nice without looking too textured. And then I also did a check-in just now downstairs for you guys on my phone so you could see. And it's also still pretty much intact. Like I can see my nose is starting to get dewy. Even though the AC is on full blast right now, I'm still peeking through my natural oils, so I can tell this is a foundation that's not gonna hold up for me personally out in the wild. However, it's nice coverage. It's super medium coverage. It's very lightweight feeling. You don't feel it. It's not doing anything funny. Like overall, it's a really good formula from Wet n Wild. I have personally only tested one other base product from Wet n Wild, but it was really good. Same thing, pretty medium coverage, pretty non-offensive. Didn't last that long because I have oily skin and I recently just decluttered it, but it was beautiful looking. Same thing. You guys, this is super beautiful and very natural looking on the skin. It doesn't add any texture. It's not sinking into any of my fine lines. You can just see that I'm a little glowy. The blush is also holding up really darn well after 7 hours, and so is this eyeshadow. I haven't done anything though. I've pretty much either been filming, editing, dishes, dinner, nothing like super intense. Also haven't been leaning on my face. I didn't lie down or anything like that. So this wear test isn't like as inclusive as some of my other wear tests are, but everything looks really good. And also I was watching back the footage of me applying the palette and I can tell you guys this is fabulous quality. It is so fabulous. And even now, like some of the tones, you can get a really purple look out of this palette. And this like gold is like copper to gold. There you go. You can see it, like it's really, really gold. Nice duochrome flip. I loved the performance of this. I would just do a glitter glue next time using this chunky multi-chrome. This first one was like very chunky. So I would say both of these two shades, you really do need a glitter glue with it. Anyway, that's my final review. I loved everything. I think if you guys have dry skin, this is totally worth the $8.99. I think Wet n Wild did a bang up job with this. Bang up job. Just go lighter because the light shade does tend to pull a little warm. These Danessa Myricks Lowlighters, they do not disappoint. I knew that they weren't going to. I knew it. They're so freaking pretty. And I think Danessa meant for them to be like a multi-use product where Sephora's website does call them like a low light highlighter. She even says you can wear them on the lips. Let's look. Okay, that's an absolutely awful shade for me. Let's try the other one. Just because I'm sitting here goofing around. It's so freaking late anyway. Alright, these are terrible shades for me on the lip. Plus I can kind of taste them. Face, eyes, and lips. No thanks. No thanks on the lips. There you go. Tested. I really enjoyed all 3 of these products. I know this was a chattier video and I wasn't like straight down to business, but I do hope that you guys enjoyed. Again, if you guys aren't currently subscribed, I'd love to see you subscribe. I'm out of here for this evening, you guys, and I hope to catch you all in my next video. Bye for now.